All right, hello everybody. It's time to finish this game properly. 205 hours and 48 minutes. And here we go. 61 sorcery points, 12 level 3 spell slots. As only a proper playthrough should be. It's been a good time. It's been a real damn good time. Can I... Wait, a lot of people have their helmets on. I don't want their helmets on. Because then I'm going to end up talking to them and their heads will be covered. No! No, Shadowheart's going to have the goddamn helmet. No! Well, it's been a hell of a ride. I think the first things first is seeing just how everybody's doing, talking to our animals, seeing how this was even, you know, just put on in general. Oh, this place is all decorated now. Oh, we'll have to see what that's all about. Minsk is having fun. I like how people are kind of wandering about and having fun, but all right, first things first, Scratch, best boy, how are you doing?
A familiar sight. Scratch can't quite speak.
Hey!
He has in his mouth.
It's the artifact. Oh, what have you got this time, Scratch? Because we don't need any more.
I found this. It smelled like you, so I kept it. Seemed like something you might like to throw.
Oh, I'd be happy to. But first, how have you been?
Oh, I've been so good.
Oh.
I've got a nice home in the city now. A girl named Mindy says I'm her best friend. She's mine too. Also you and Albert. I've got so many best friends, I hardly know who to play with.
Oh. I'm so glad to hear you've fared well since our travels together.
I certainly have, and I always will. Forever, I think. And so will you.
Yes! That's a dangerous object. I'm not sure we should be playing with it.
You know best. But a little fetch never hurt anyone, as far as I know.
Oh, okay. I want a pet option though.
Keeping us all on tenterhooks.
Let me pet Scratch. I want to pet him.
Oh boy, is it lovely to sniff you again.
Oh, pet your old friend Scratch. Yes. Start and stream off right. Oh.
You always know just how to do it.
Cute. Want to play fetch?
Do you even have to ask?
Huh. All right, so let's see. Do we now have... Okay, we don't actually... Inert Astral Prism. Okay, here we go. Let me grab it. Let's throw it over here. Get it, boy. Yeah. Now bring it back here. Scratch. Bring it back here, buddy. Now I'll let him play with it. All right. Let's talk to our Albert. Yeah.
Friend? You came!
Oh.
Big brother Scratch, too! Happy.
Oh. He calls Scratch Big Brother. You're a lot bigger than Scratch now.
Yes, big! But Scratch is smart. Teaches me many things. Like Big Brother.
Oh. What have you been doing since we last met?
Lots. Make friends with a turtle, a cat, a kraken. Kraken eats my cat friend.
Oh.
Bite. Kill. With shiny clothes, I am strong.
Yes.
Tired now. Want sleep. Want cave.
Oh. You need someone to look after you. Ooh, how about Shadowheart?
Nice lady. She gives pets and tasty things. I like her.
Oh,
I
cool.
got her.
You can like give. Oh, that's so sweet. Let's see if our Albert has more to say.
happy. Gonna get pets. Gonna play. Gonna live with nice lady.
Yeah. All right, petting time. Let's see how it looks when we pet the big boy. Oh. Oh. I just love that Larian gave us this. This is such wonderful fan service.
Miss this more.
Oh. Okay. Speak with our other half here.
For 2 months we trained the Knights of the Comet. For 2 more we skewered Kithraki bellies. And for 2 more yet we traveled through Limbo.
Oh, sick.
It's taken a dozen Gish's talents and a few stolen psi crystals, and 2 10 days of effort to conjure our projections here. Worth every one of those days and every drop of their sweat. Right here, right now. There's no other place I'd sooner be.
Oh.
Enjoy your night. Chatter away. For tomorrow, we face Zerith Minyaragith.
Zerith Menya Agith. How well you know the name. The immortal god king of the Githzerai, and the ruler of their capital, Shraktalor.
Yeah. Okay, cool Gith lore here. The Githzerai alliance incredible. Could the Gith unite under one sky again? Makes my stomach turn. Githzerai to be... Nah. I think it's a trap. The God King will slay us the moment we show our faces. Do you really think Menyara Gith will help us destroy Vlaakith? It's hard to believe. The great warrior lae'zel on a diplomatic mission. Let's do the bottom one here. Alliance.
You might as well ask if the stars will ever snuff out or Avernus freeze over. A consideration for the far future. For now, I don't want the Githzerai to fight for us, just with us, my love.
Love.
Wow.
The word hangs in the air for a moment, before lae'zel continues, unfazed.
Minyaragith is an ascetic. He reached out in good faith. This is his way. It is in this spirit that we must meet him. He is also a near deity. Should the Githzerai join us, we could topple the City of Death in a red dragon's blink. Trust me, my blade is keen as ever. But it was here, in Faerun, where I learned a proper victory doesn't always require a razor-sharp edge.
10 out of 10
Sometimes
character development.
A sincere plea is more persuasive than a dagger against the neck. And if Minyaragith refuses, we carry on. Gravity pulls us in but one direction. We are warriors of the comet. We will blaze forth until we burn Vlaakith's bones to ash and smash her phylactery to pieces. And when the comet has risen, we will be forever together. As surely as Kalir will forever circle the sun.
Kind of wild to think about that, like, the playthrough of BG3 through the lens of a Githyanki foiling the grand design, it feels kind of right in a way because of the Gith's connection to the Mind Flayers in the past and all that. And the fact that lae'zel's the first like companion you meet, you know, in game. It feels kind of doubly so in that direction. So, yeah. I love you, lae'zel. To fight at your side is an honor and a pleasure.
Love. Until I knew
Oh,
you, I thought the mere
the
idea
music.
was a joke. A weakness indulged only by lesser species. You proved me a fool. I am forever grateful.
Reach out to lae'zel. Seek the warmth of her touch. When a front line and a back line love each other very much.
A taste I will never grow tired of.
All right. Perfect. And now we can go spend time with friends. For the hell of it, let me just make a bunch more 3rd level spell slots because why not? A proper send-off. "24 hours a day, 24 fireballs." There we go. All right, who should we talk to first, chat? I want to hear sound off in chat right now. Like, who should we talk to first? I just go with who's closer. Let's go with Volo. I saw him somewhere over here. Here he is. Here we go.
Ah, my dear friend, it's been an age, has it not? You're looking very well indeed.
Oh, calm
This
down,
little friend
Volo.
will be very pleased to see I found my way here, despite my invitation getting lost in the post.
Oh. Right. Yes, your invitation got lost. Yes. Mm-hmm. It's wonderful to see you, Volo. How have you been?
Busy as ever. Better that than the reverse, wouldn't you say? Every major publishing house on the Sword Coast has been vying for my upcoming book on the subject of our adventures together.
Ah, yes.
I've gotten quite good at replicating your signature, so you needn't even bother with the release form.
Terrifying.
You might help me with the title, though.
Our-
I'm considering
our face just-
The Hero and Me. What do you think?
The Hero and Me. You can do better, can't you?
Oh, terribly sorry, but you mistake me, my friend. I'm only
Ah!
accepting complimentary feedback at this time. Perhaps, once the manuscript is finished, you'd even be willing to write a foreword? Or better yet, I'll write a draft and you can just sign your name. Better still, I'll sign it for you. Ah, your success really has been wonderful for my reputation. But
Wow.
you mustn't let me hog your attention all night, my friend. You've many friends to chat to, and I'd love to listen in.
I love the meta joke of our efforts being the things that Volo ends up writing about and gets published, you know, as official D&D materials and stuff. Okay, I want to see who this performer is. What's your deal?
Oh, hello. Let me guess, you've got some suggestions about the music choice.
No, you seem glum, though. I thought bards were meant to be full of pep and joy.
I find it hard to summon up the trademark pep these days. You have no idea who I am, do you? I thought Withers might have set the stage a little.
How do you know Withers?
I owe him a favor, one he is eternally invoking. I thought honoring the worthy was a fair price to pay for Withers to pull me out of the fugue plane. Alas, one purgatory to another.
Is this guy a divinity character? What are you doing in the fugue plane?
Languishing in obscurity. Cyric knew what he was doing when he punished me for that song, the prick. Before I was banished to the fugue plane, I had song prayers coming out the proverbial ears. Guess how many I get now? None.
Oh.
I'm washed up, I'm afraid.
Deception, sure. Wait, it's all coming back to me. I know who you are. What an honor.
You know.
You're bloody right. It is an honor.
Finally! The scribe picks an adventurer of substance, of culture. What can I do you for?
Nothing. Please carry on as you were.
Fantastical news. Carry on I shall.
So wait, who is this guy? Does he represent someone? Is he like a god in human form or something? His drip is amazing, though.
There's a dicky
Okay.
worthy of a knee slap.
Clothing chest. Ooh, clothing for us. Oh, sick! Basically all the clothes in the game. Nice. So we can dress up however we want. I mean, those are funny, but I don't think I'm gonna wear those. Lord of Song, okay. The old God of Songs also has in-game appearances based on the music composer of the game. Oh! Okay, that's cool. Let's do Gale first. I think Gale would be a fun one to catch up with.
Well, well. Look what the Tressim dragged in.
Ha! Nice.
Professor Gale Decarius of Blackstaff Academy. Educator of the esteemed School of Illusion. Pleasure to remake your acquaintance.
Wow. Ah, you confined yourself to the School of Illusion? I thought you'd teach the entire curriculum.
I did offer, as a matter of fact. However, the Blackstaff insisted I couldn't teach every subject, nor could the simulacra of myself I offered to create for that purpose.
Nice,
So I've
nice.
settled for teaching the art of illusion. Magic to confound the senses, to render the impossible into reality, and to allow expression of that most magical attribute of all, imagination.
Ah.
I fear my students find me somewhat intimidating due to my, explosive former reputation. I seem to put the fear of the gods into them. Or the fear of Mystra, to be more specific.
Yeah, so how's
I
that going?
surrendered the crown of Carsus to her, as I told you I would. And in return, she cured me of the orb at last.
Okay.
Even now, I struggle to put the feelings into words. It was like exhaling for the first time after holding my breath for so very long. Of course, I haven't clarified with my students that the orb is no longer a threat. The legend of my explosive capabilities is an excellent means of controlling a classroom. Too good, if anything.
If anything.
I spend most of my time trying to convince them how much fun the study of magic can be. But it'd be easier to crack a smile on an intellect devourer than some of my pupils.
The sorcerer responses are kind of boring. Let's do this first one. Sounds dull as old brass. Wouldn't you rather be out on another adventure?
I confess, sometimes while marking a student's 5th attempt at explaining the principles of illusory materialization, the thought occurs to me. In fact, I've actually been considering writing down the story of our adventures.
Oh, you got competition in that
Full
regard.
tale of our flawed, but ultimately endearing troop, and the trials and tribulations we overcame. I can hardly leave it to the
Yes,
likes of
good.
Baldur to give a true account of
Good.
our adventures. And
There
no
we
one
go.
would believe him if he did.
That odious man
Hey!
frizzles my whiskers. Long-haired miniature dragon, he calls me. Tressim is much less of a mouthful.
Good to
What
see you
of you?
again.
What are you making of this newfound lease of life we earned?
Found the love of my life. Said pretty happy. You haven't heard the latest tales of my heroics. Been enjoying my. Actually, this could be interesting. You haven't heard the latest tales of my heroics? Yeah, because of us being far away. Let's see if Gale responds to that.
Oh, I assure you, my students keep me very well informed of your escapades, past and present. You're something of a hero to them. I'll be delighted to introduce you to my current cohort as a guest lecturer, perhaps. I'm sure they'd have plenty of questions for you.
Oh, that's cool. Perhaps lae'zel and I can give the lecture together. Oh, that would be great.
I don't see why not. 2 heads are better than 1. Unless you're dealing with an Etin.
Yes.
Of course, you'll be most welcome to stay with me in my tower. My apologies, Tara. That would be our tower.
Yes. Roommates.
It will give us plenty of time to catch up on your adventures. I'm very curious to know what you've been up to these past months. But I suspect the telling of that tale would keep you tied to me all evening. So, in the spirit of selflessness, I encourage you to mix and mingle for now, with time enough to come.
Wow. All right, I gotta talk to the Tressim, Tara.
Right. You. Hello.
Hello. A greeting from Tara. What have I done to deserve the honor?
You helped Mr. Dicarios save Baldur's Gate from the Absolute, isn't that right?
Yes. Actually, Gale helped me. No, that's what he told you? Who am I to argue?
Well done. Despite my old friend's genius, he'd have blown himself up long ago if not for the help of friends like you and I. You ought to come visit myself and Gale when you're able, if you can extract yourself from what I'm sure are very important responsibilities.
Aw. Yeah, I quite like that. Thanks for the invitation.
We'll send word by pigeon when we've need of you. I used to have a taste for them, but a great many things have changed in recent months. Ta-ta, darling.
Aw. Tressim are so cool. They're like super intelligent, but like they just seem like such a magical failure of a creature, you know? But all the animals in this game are super cute, so lae'zel just chilling over here. Okay. Let's talk to Halsin next.
You would think someone of my vintage would be inured to the passage of time. Yet these past 6 months have seemed endless without your company. But now, our paths cross once more.
The feeling's mutual. I've missed you.
We have all pined for each other's company, I sense. I cannot imagine otherwise after what we shared. That bond was forged in a crucible that can never be stoked again, Oak Father willing. It is a bond that can weather any distance, any passage of time. I know it can, for I feel the longing for old friends in my heart each day.
Aw. Sound like you need a hug.
I always do. Should I ever decline, assume a doppelganger has taken my place.
Ah! Aww. Wholesome as fuck.
That was more than worth the wait.
Ooh, that's quite a squeeze you put on me, Halsin.
Apologies. You can probably understand my eagerness. I shall be as gentle as a feather next time. Now,
What a cutie.
we have much to catch up on. Do not allow me to ramble on. I am eager to hear all you've been doing.
These options. You first, Halsin. I wanted to hear about the life you've made, the people you've helped.
In that case, very well.
Yeah.
Our community grows rapidly. In 6 months, we have turned what was once a shadowy wasteland into a true home for all.
Nice.
In another 6 months, I would wager the scars of the past will be entirely invisible, even to those who remember them. The old masonry of Moonrise Towers and Wraithwin have been repurposed into new homes.
Awesome.
And the land is rich with harvests and bountiful trees. Nature and civilization are in harmony. Stronger together.
Hell yeah. Okay. I recall you have quite a few young wards to take care for. 9 wagons of them, wasn't it?
My greatest purpose and greatest reward.
Daddy
Those
Halsin.
children have been through more than fate had any right to cast at them, and yet they go on as resilient as anything in nature. I impart what knowledge I can to them, yet, in truth, they teach me far more. The land we saved is theirs, and they will cherish it, I'm sure. Thaniel and Oliver shall never want for friends again.
Aw, I'm glad you're happy.
As am I. I may age more slowly than most, but I do believe I've gained some new laughter lines of late. Now, please, tell me all, and spare no details. I shall not lie. I have an ulterior motive in wishing to hear all. It is the children, you see. My charges. Their appetite for bedtime tales is greater than I could ever have anticipated. Another story, Daddy Halsin. Another.
Daddy
is the
Halsin,
chorus
yes!
that greets me each nightfall. They have all but exhausted my repertoire in but a few short months. No mean feat given the lifetime I have lived. I desperately need new material, please. My reputation is at stake.
Okay. We got you after this. Had I known bedtime tales were a possibility, I've sought you out at camp. I expect you'll have a few tales that will need to wait until they are older. Yeah, let's do this one.
You would ask to be tucked in next. Whatever the intrepid adventurer needed, I would have been glad to provide.
I expect you'll have a few tales that will need to wait until they're older.
More than a few, I should think. At least I shall be equipped to explain the birds and the bees when the time comes. But I hope that time is quite a while off yet.
All right, let's see what I have.
I am all ears. Though I never cared for that phrase. A rather unsettling image.
Ooh, let's spice it up a little. Yeah. Hell yeah.
You are truly incapable of disappointing. The children shall be wrapped, and have no fear. All due credit shall be given to the tale's originator.
Hell yeah.
Now, it would be cruel of me to hoard you all to myself for the evening, as much as I would like to. I shall leave you to the others for now, unless there was anything else.
Yeah, tell me of Thaniel and Oliver.
Quite often. They come and go as they please, but with so many playmates to avail of, they are far from strangers. They ask after you often. What you did for them will never be forgotten. I can see it in the land all around me. But more importantly, I see it in their faces whenever they visit. To make a child smile is to dabble with the power of gods as far as I'm concerned.
Hell yeah. Still partial to roaming in bear form, I take it.
I spend half my days in ursine form.
Oh!
The children demand it.
Yes!
I had a score of them taking turns riding upon my back just days ago. I'm glad they are so comfortable with the Oakfather's creations. But they must learn that not all are as amiable as I am. A lesson for another time, though. They deserve some joy. As for roaming, that impulse has dwindled, I must admit. Perhaps because I have found where I am meant to be.
I kind of want to make a druid dad character. I actually have a druid grandpa character that's a character I made for a campaign that's been on hold for like 2 years now. They're a turtle kind of grumpy chef druid. They're going around like just picking random shit and making stew. They're very, very grumpy grandpa. Basically, I wanted, think Oogway, but the exact opposite. Just completely opposite personality. Grumpy old codger that's a Circle of the Stars druid and is always kind of looking up at the stars and speaking to himself. He's got a 5 charisma, and, it's still very wise, so it's fun to play like a very curmudgeon-y, somewhat intelligent, very wise, but grumpy-ass old druid turtle with the chef feet. It's very fun. All right, what of the Grove? Do you stay in touch?
On occasion, but I prefer not to interfere. Francesca of the High Forest is Archdruid now, and by all accounts, she has proven to be a steady and wise influence. Even Korga may yet find true balance.
Cool!
Her influence.
That was what I was excited about, to hear about Korga in the 6 months since then, to see how she's doing. You seem more settled than I expected of you, but I thought that was against your nature.
As did I, but somehow I feel like I no longer need to roam. That I have found something worthy laying roots for. Amazing, What can be discovered about oneself, even at a ripe old age.
May I have a hug?
I was just thinking the very same.
Game is a teensy bit quiet. Okay, cool. I will adjust that. I should fix it there. Aw. And he gave a softer hug that time.
I could get used to this.
All right.
Before you go, I have something for you.
Oh, gifts!
Just a little keepsake, really. Do you remember how I told you I like to whittle?
Oh, sure.
I made this. Ducks are my favorite.
Oh!
I thought they were particularly fitting in this case. They are
That's so
migratory birds,
pure!
of course, traveling far and wide with the turn of the seasons.
Oh.
Yet, they always find their way back to where they belong. Just like old friends find themselves back in each other's company.
Oh. And it fits so perfectly for us as the wandering Gith planeswalker dragon riding, you know, hero that we are. But here is your duck. It's lovely, thank you.
Just a token to remember me by. Now, I've taken up enough of your time. Go on. Enjoy the festivities. We can speak again later.
Oh, whittled duck. A duck whittled out of wood. It smells of the deep forest. Oh. Okay, let's talk to the other old druid here. Jaheira.
Well now, you can make yourself presentable when you have a mind to.
Hey, I mean, I did have shit on my face for like a good portion of our time knowing Jaheira, so that does make sense. Missed you too, Jaheira.
Ah, how nice to be understood again. I have spent the past months bickering with builders and bankers, all to restore the city exactly as it was.
Oh.
Same twisting alleys for purse pickers, same wooden buildings ready to get burnt by next year's dragon, same cisterns overflowing.
Sure. I will say though, Jaheira, old granny, but she killing it in that outfit though. Am I right? Like, how do you think the rebuilding is going?
Baldurians simply get on with it. Stubbornness, civic spirit, plain stupidity. Perhaps all three. But nothing I will sniff at any longer. Harpers have come from half the world over to lend aid. Farmers, masons, healers. My own son, Jord, has been wooed to their ranks.
Wow.
Already he plans crop cycles in Worm's Crossing. Not so for my daughter. Ryan's rejoined the Flaming Fist. Temporarily, you understand. To organize the craftsmen.
Ah.
Though she spends more time locking up comrades for pocketing aid funds. They might learn a thing or two if they don't expel her. Again.
All well and good, but what about you? I want to hear what you've been up to.
Honestly, much more sitting down than I'd like. Mistake me not. There is still much to be done. Plans to make, maps to be frowned over. But my children are more than capable of doing it. Even the young ones tire of me peeking over their shoulders. This night offers them a brief respite from me, at least. And this place, now I look at it.
Yeah.
It is where you all spent your first night together, no?
Yeah.
A fine spot for an adventure to begin. A fine spot indeed.
Yeah. You thinking of starting off in here? Yeah, do you have an adventure in mind?
Just a little wander, perhaps. To stretch the legs. I'll find my way back. As I always do. I admit defeat.
Okay.
Baldur's Gate is my home.
Okay, there we go.
But that is the thing about home.
Ah.
The only way to see it clearly is to leave. And look back. For a little while, at least.
Is Jaheira wearing her
For
plus
all
one
your
wisdom
travels.
item? Because damn.
I hope you have arrived where you want to be. Home. Whatever that means to you.
This is so meta in like so many ways, but I just this is so emotional. Like I just started building my new home, you know? And like Jaheira is from like the previous games and stuff, so the idea that she's basically saying thank you for playing the game, and all of you and wherever you're at, I hope you found a place now that you're here that you can call home, you know? And that's just really fucking sweet. Yeah, where we're standing now, this campsite is my home even when I'm far away.
Ah, sentiment. With the greatest affection, I can think of better ways to sour our stomachs.
Oh,
I must
drinking?
inspect the refreshments.
Yep, drinking time.
You'll never know. Some ne'er-do-well might have tampered with the wine.
I will never get tired of seeing that face.
Okay, let's see if she has more to say after we come back to her.
I won't send too many letters back to the gate while I'm away. I will try to enjoy solace. But you look disbelieving.
Okay, gotcha. Astarion, my wild, chaotic one.
The gang really is all here.
All right, it's time.
Well, look who it is.
Oh my god, he is dripped out.
Honestly, if I'd have known this was an option, I would have stayed at home too.
I'm taking a breather in limbo with lae'zel after myriad battles in the astral plane.
Oh yes, the war. Forgive me, it slipped my mind entirely. I have been rather busy, you see. I'm now a man of power and influence. It doesn't leave much time for indulging in treats like this.
So what have you been doing since I saw you last?
Cazador's mansion has become my palace and played host to every kind of banquet and soiree and masquerade imaginable.
Okay.
And of course, has seen its fair share of hedonism, clandestine deals, and the occasional disappearance. Whatever it takes to build up my influence over those who matter. I'm spinning my web. Power grows slowly, but I have nothing but time now.
All right. Okay. He's fully and completely embraced the It's Leviosa energy. Yes, yes. And how's it going?
Rather wonderfully, actually. I've been making all sorts of new friends. They're the kind of friends that would see me burn the first chance they get. But that's all in the nature of the game, isn't it? But
Okay.
the important thing is I am doing wonderfully. Finally having a life that's worth living. And who knows what's next? There's an entire world out there, ready for the taking.
I'd drink to that, sure.
Perhaps the next time we meet, we'll have grander conquests to toast. I did miss you, you know. There is a sense of loneliness that comes with power. We did share a wonderful adventure, you and I. A pity to see it end in some ways. But we have great new lives stretching out before us, and great new adventures to go on. I will never forget the time we spent together, though. And I know you'll never forget me. Until next time, darling.
Until next time. Wow. A darling for the road, indeed. Will!
To your relief, your projection holds. It took a dozen Gish's talents, a few stolen psi crystals, and 2 10 days of effort to conjure it. You can touch, taste, and talk. but your fleshy body is in limbo, the home of the mystical Githzerai. Once the Githzerai were one with the Githyanki, until bloody civil war severed the Gith species.
Interesting.
The Githzerai god king Menyar Gith sent word through the cosmos.
What?
He knows
Oh,
of
is this
your
happening
rebellion,
now?
and he's agreed to parley. Should the Githzerai join you, you could vanquish Vlaakith in a red dragon's
That's
blade.
exactly the way lae'zel said
A
it.
great warrior of the
Oh.
comet walks among
Okay.
us.
Okay, there we go.
Well, a projection of him at least. Ugh, probably for the best. I smell like a 70-year-old cinder.
Ha!
Withers yanked me from Avernus with my blade halfway through a Cambion's belly without so much as a chance at washing up. I'll forget all that. By the stars' light and the moon's glow, it's so good to see you. And I've got
Oh,
so much to tell you.
he looks good.
How
Is he
hunts
more
know
of like a
mere
fighter
duty.
now?
It's a thrill. The demons I've disintegrated, the devilkin I've bled, the stories I could share. I don't suppose you'd indulge me.
Of course. A tale of battle told by the legendary Blade of Avernus. I'm all ears.
Yes, but just the one, or I'll be yammering all night.
He's a ranger now.
You want to hear
Oh,
about the
cool.
Amnitsu at the Styx, the three-tusked Orthon, or the invading Goristroy?
How about all three? Well, we know what Orthons are. I think I want to hear about the Amnitsu.
Styx devils, they're called. They usually prefer the frozen wastes of Stygia, but Zariel's got a few of her own for guarding the River of Blood. Fat bastards, all of them. Was on the heels of Amerigan who'd been stalking the wild hills and sprinted a little too close to the Styx. I felt my mind start to drain, an Amnitsu speciality. Bought just enough time for one of its minions to grab me and dangle me over the river.
Okay.
Could feel the Styx tugging at my memories as I hung over it, eager to drink me dry. Good thing I never touched foot in the hells without my companion wolf, Lily.
He's a
She was just the
Beastmaster!
distraction I needed. She nipped at the minion's heels and I leapt from its grasp, unsheathed my short swords, and rushed at the Amnitsu in a fury.
Whoa!
When we'd finished, all that remained was a pair of paltry wings atop a pile of viscera.
Damn. What a badass. And he's got a pet wolf, Lily. Incredible story. I wish I'd been there to see it play out.
I wish you'd been there to join in. Oh, to battle together, just like the old days.
Two fellow charisma casters.
Suppose that's my way of saying I miss you. Tonight, I toast not just the people we've become, but the people we were. Warriors, winners, saviors.
Yeah. You've done a lot of killing for a warlock without his powers.
I won't lie. Losing the eldritch blasts and the hexes took some getting used to.
Will knows
Nothing
the meta.
but void, where once there was hellfire. So I stoked new fires in myself using the lessons my father once taught me. The Blade of Avernus is a ranger, a hunter of the most hellish prey.
Hell yeah. Your father must be proud of you. Have you been visiting?
I've seen him more than a few times, and he's as proud of me as I am of him.
No.
He's leading the city's renewal, opened the gates to all newcomers, rebuilt the council from scratch. And he's back in his element, commanding the Flaming Fist with brave heart and no shortage of empathy. The likes of Gortash can bend people's minds with a few chosen words. No tadpole needed. Bane's Chosen primed the Fist for a war they weren't meant to win. He convinced them there was an assassin hiding in every shadow, that cruelty was the correct answer to crisis. With a few exceptions, fathers pardoned every last fist. If my forgiveness not be Tyr's will, so be it. I shall forgive them all the same.
Whoa.
His words, not mine.
Whoa.
He still believes in the bow and the blade, but with Floric's help, he's teaching the fist a new lesson. Valor is found not in the wounds you inflict, but in the lives that you have bettered. May they all take it to heart.
Wow. And Will inspired that in him. I've missed traveling with you. You were a pleasure to be around.
I've missed you too. The rush of battles we fought, the heart-to-hearts, the nights around the fire, the comfort of knowing I didn't face the unknown alone. If I had to do it all over again, and I'd rather not, to be clear, I can't imagine not having you at my side.
Aww.
Go on, the night's young. You shouldn't waste a moment of it. Or waste a single drop of wine for that matter.
All right, yes, drink, let's go.
Myself. Oops, did I say half a bottle? I meant half a dozen.
Hey, there you go. Even Will got a buff to his wisdom now that he's a ranger. Hey. Damn, man's got some really good feats. Mage Slayer, Sentinel. Oh, Baldur's Mouth Gazettes. Okay. Before we do that, what is this chest of grateful words? Whoa! Oh, they're all letters. Okay, hold on. Before we get to those, let's talk to Minsk. Minsk.
Ah, breathe deep, Boo.
Yes, Boo's on his shoulder. Yes.
In this place.
Yes.
To meet again where your journey began, my friend. An honor.
Ah.
For Minsk and his hamster both. Oh, and for Happy also.
Happy!
Yes. Honored, of course.
It's good to see you, Minsk. Boo too, and Happy?
See how your very presence snatches the breath from his chest? And it is no wonder.
Why?
It is just this day that Happy learned of your legend. While we gazed down upon the very city you saved.
He dangled me from the high hall, upside down, for 2 hours.
What?
The guild should not go creeping in high places if they do not have the stomach for them, It is well for Happy the strange portal appeared when it did. Minsk's arm was growing aches.
Wait, so Minsk was tormenting this thief or something, and then it was just like, oh, a party to attend. Well, in order for justice to be served, I shall bring this dumb fuck with me, yes? Minsk could have just dropped him and killed him, but he's like, no. We will party, and then I will dole out justice after. What, it's not like he's going to run away. I would sick a boo on him and have him bite his ankles. Still chasing after the guild? I thought you'd made your peace with them.
So I have. Though it is a peace made more from blade and boot than it is any sense of brotherhood. 9 fingers forbade any looting of the Illithid's fleshy vessels. And so Minsk guards what remains of the battle site. Even from her.
Nice.
Where Minsk might once have thrown any sneaking scoundrels from the tower top, now I tell them of you.
Oh.
How you ruled the wickedness within. How they might do the same.
Yes, I'll rule it. I'll be better.
No, of course. It is still for Boo to decide if they live or die.
Oh, God.
But enough, my friend. I cannot tell your tale if I do not know the whole of it. Minsk and Boo would know where you have been, what you have done.
So the entire time he dangles them upside down, he's just regaling them of your legend. I mean, I guess so. Once I met a man who once fired off 7 spells in one turn. It was madness, I tell you. Even Boo was sitting there like, his turn is taking a really long time. But each shot, he'd deal out a good 50 to 75 damage, and the fight would be over before it began. lae'zel and I have been fighting for the Comet Prince. The Lich Queen shall soon fall.
Minsk hears the determination rattle your cry. Even if he can't remember who is the Comet and who the Lich Queen. Boo will remind him of the details later.
Yes, true.
He has the memory of a miniature giant space elephant.
They have really good memories.
Now, Halfling, Boo will not have you embarrassing him in front of his friends. So you ought to know the rest of the company you keep. will Ravengard, the blade of frontiers.
Yes, describe
Devilborn
the whole
and
party.
Angel-hearted. lae'zel of Crash Killer.
Killer!
True
Crush
child of
Killer!
Sith and true friend to Boo. Though she will and say it is not so. Lord Astarion, as murderous a monster as any I've known. But you are safe from his teeth. He is unlikely to stoop and split those fine trousers of his. Cain, the man who would be a god, but then thought better of it. Boo thinks better of him for it too.
Yeah.
Shadowheart. 2 gods tugged at her soul, but she managed to keep it all for herself in the end. Wait, Boo, did she do something with her hair?
He just now notices.
Halsin, Archdruid of Arch somewhere. He is a much better man than he smells. And there is an absence. Karlach, who would have been the heart of this celebration.
He does remember
Had she not lost
Karlach.
her heart in turn. Saving your city was her last act in this life. Which is why Minsk will make sure the guild honors her, yes? Study them well, sneak thief. For the best among them will be a guide for your guild. Heroes who put the city before themselves. Who never falter in their duty. And more than this, who never arrive to a party without even a gift for the host.
But wait!
Go, my friend. Be among our friends. There is much work yet to be done before this one is fit to join them.
That was so wholesome, funny, and emotional. Jeez. Yeah. Alright, Shadowheart.
Starting to wonder if you'd show up.
Yeah. Damn, Shadowheart. I wish I had the ability to change your look because, damn, she would look so cooler without all this edgy ass armor and goofy helmet. But, all right. Oh, these are great. These are great joking, joking bits here. I've had reservations actually. I thought it might be too bittersweet. Of course I did. You lot could hardly manage without me. Shadowheart, isn't it? Let's go with. I gotta joke with her. I'm gonna do 4. Shadowheart, isn't it?
Hilarious. You could find work as a jester if you stumble upon a noble with more gold than taste. Oh, come here, will you? It's been forever.
Oh. Oh.
You feel a little more substantial than before. Less camping and scrounging off the land, I take it.
Are you calling me chubby? Aww. You say that again? I've slept under the stars enough for one lifetime. You know I miss that actually. Are you calling me chubby? I'll take that as a compliment. You look good too. Nonsense. I'm as disciplined as ever. Hardly. Campaigning at lae'zel sighting is black if there's no picnic. Makes me pine for the good old days. Oh. I like 1, I like 4, and I like 6. Let's do... Take that as a compliment. You look good too.
I suppose I do, don't I? I'm glad you seem well. Truly.
Oh. I have a confession to make. I may have volunteered you for something. I think we'll get to that. Yeah. Feelings mutual.
I had no doubt. But I'm glad to hear you say it all the same.
Yeah. Tell me what you've been up to.
Wandering, mostly. The adventuring life is almost a tonic when you're not constantly threatened by brain monsters and cultists. I can finally see the world beyond the cloister.
Yeah. Come on, tell all. Where have you been? What have you seen?
One of my first stops was the House of the Moon in Waterdeep. It's the largest temple of Selûne in existence.
Oh.
It seemed like the perfect
Cool.
spot to reflect on my parents, on where they came from, And where I came from too, I suppose. Hard to imagine, isn't it? Me, of all people, in the lair of the Moon Witch herself. God, your truest act of heroism was putting up with all that char and drivel I was spouting for so long.
Self-awareness! And character development as well. Shadowheart and lae'zel both especially went through incredible character development. Like, you're gonna turn to Selûnite rhetoric now instead? Oh, what did he say? Did you bump into Gale?
We had tea on his balcony.
Ah!
Tara even deigned to sit on my lap for a while.
Oh!
You know, I think entire forests must have been felled to quench that man's thirst for books. He seems to be doing well. In his element.
Cool. What else have you been doing?
Well, I've had run-ins with my former fellow Sharans on a couple of occasions. Word seems to have spread of what happened at the cloister.
Ah, vengeance,
Now,
yeah.
other chapters of Shar worshippers see me as a prime target to offer up to their lady as a sacrifice. Don't worry. I know their tired old tricks better than anyone. They'll need more than a hooded cloak and poisoned blade to best me. Especially when I have a friend on the inside keeping me abreast of their predictable
Nice!
plans.
Cool little reference there. Yeah. Yeah, you mean Nocturne, yeah.
None other. The matter of her faith and
That's
allegiances
cool little
remains
tie-in there.
complicated, let's say. But she is still my oldest friend. I have hopes that perhaps she might turn from Shar entirely given time. But that's a decision she will have to make for herself. If that day comes, I'll be ready.
What's next for you?
I don't know. Which is just the way I like it just now. Perhaps I'll just stick a pin in a map and see what I find, or head to the docks in the morning and scrounge a berth to find somewhere new. I'd like to see the islands, maybe, or head south to Arm. I heard there's an enclave of werecats that hunt the followers of dark gods by moonlight.
What?
I'd love to see if there's any truth to that.
That sounds like a
Enough about me.
obscure
What have you been up
reference. That's awesome. I've been living a quiet existence and you're very glad for it. Yeah.
to? As am I. It's well deserved. And I dare anyone to argue otherwise. Hopefully these meetups will become a regular occurrence.
Oh.
It's not that I miss the tadpoles, but at least it brought us together.
Yeah.
Now we've got to make the extra effort ourselves.
Yep. Or we just do more playthroughs and play the game over and over again and, you know, just enjoy the journey all over again. Yep. Getting a group of friends to regularly agree to a time and place can prove challenging. Whoever wrote this, fuck you. They know. They know. Playing D&D is hard. Just play single-player D&D. The greatest ad for BG3 ever. Want to play D&D, but you either have no friends or can't get your friends to play together? Then here, play single-player D&D. BG3 will never cancel last minute. BG3 will never have kids that puke on them. BG3 will never have a cat that randomly your party member is allergic to. BG3 won't forget to to wake up in the morning. Getting a group of friends to regularly agree to a time and place can prove challenging.
Don't remind me. Someone's always got somewhere else to be. But let's do our best all the same.
Oh.
After all, we've faced down bigger threats than wrangling together a few social calendars.
Wow! They doubled down on the meta line. Because that's the joke. The biggest threat, the biggest, most terrifying monster in D&D is wrangling your friend's social calendars. Yeah. Just, yeah, actual psychic damage here. Jesus.
Don't be a stranger.
No, never. Will's dancing!
Cheers to you. Cheers to Withers. Cheers to all of us.
Oh. Should also try attacking them. Oh my god! You sick genius! I should just destroy the whole party. See if I could just solo everybody. Look at Astarion. Where is he? What? Where did Astarion go? Am I missing something? Oh, he's a bat! He's a bat! Bat Starion! Ha ha! I was wondering! Okay, let's do these letters here. Also, we've got gazettes here. Thorm's army dispersed from Baldurian borders. Ramazeth's tower without its wizard. Stone Lord killed by beloved ranger. I harbor no more. Hero druid goes to ground. Okay, Ravenguard returned to full strength. Steelwatch no longer a threat. Serial Killer unmasks crazed ballast. Not a goblin. Creature spotted crawling along Elfsong Bar reported to be Githyanki child. Aw, cool. 6 months since the assassination of Archduke Gortash. Tsar sick? Silence continues at Noble's Palace. Janath House to host Evening of Art and Culture, celebrating Salvation of City. Sweet. New Bardic School, Tiefling founder secures Upper City funding. Yay! Alfira! Alfira started her school of music. Yes! This is a W for bards. Let's go. All right, let's check out these letters here. All right, first one, official guild letter. To the hero of the realms, we have followed your adventure closely. From the day you fell from that doomed nautiloid to the final blow you struck the nether brain as it loomed over the Sword Coast. We are but a humble guild who pride ourselves in telling stories, not unlike the tales to be written of you for many years to come. How inspired we have been to witness your feats awesome and terrible, the lives you've saved and sundered, the friendships you've found. Thus we thought to extend a greeting, to thank you for adventuring with such creative determination, such panache, enough to touch the hearts of each of our number. With deep gratitude, the Guild of Great Genius. Oh, okay. Huh. Letter from Art. Oh, Art Culloch! To an old acquaintance, I write to you from the sunny porch of the Last Light Inn. A light breeze blows now and then. People are milling in and out. Builders, visitors, the children of all ages in Howson's care. I can no longer hold a quill or eat without assistance. A kind friend is transcribing this for me. Thaniel, rejoined with Oliver, has promised to be with me when the end comes. And as our old songs drift on the wind even louder, I know I have mere days left. Oh, this is wholesome. But I do not fear it. If not for your help, this land would still be shrouded in darkness, and I'd still be lost within it. Know that my heart is full and happy, and I'm grateful for my last moments. Do visit someday, and if you have time to stop by an old Flaming Fist grave, I know I'd love to see you. Oh, that's so wholesome. All right, letter from Valyria. Okay. Salutations. I am writing to request your help in a mysterious case that has arisen since our little Balian bash a half-year ago. Regrettably, I've had to take the credit for dispelling the Baal cult in your absence, you understand, and I'm working on routing the remaining Baalists from our fair city, with the newly promoted Blaze Deviler Fountainhead in tow, of course. This has made me a target. A false document bringing my name into ill repute has been made public. An alleged unpaid bar tab at the Elf Song. If you happen to be passing through with a bindle of coin, perhaps you can persuade management of my obvious innocence? Much obliged. Investigator Valyria, Sleuth of Helm. P.S. Any advice on getting Baalish blood out of cloth? My hat's not been the same since the murder tribunal. Well, still got problems in the trunk. Since the timely end of Raphael's reign, I've gone back to Mephistopheles' palace in Kenya. Many of his father's court are celebrating the demise of my little brat behind closed doors, and I'm making a fortune selling evenings in his form now there is no contract binding me to secrecy. Rather tasteless to desire a dead man like that, even amongst devil kind, isn't it? Unsurprisingly, you've proven quite popular bed-warming the denizens of the ice hells as well. Undoubtedly, you've felt the echoes of ecstasy when I turn into you, yes? Many satisfied hellspawn. I was with a Gelgon the other night who was rather taken by how your surface flesh shivered, pushed up against the glacier. Here are some other reviews of your body my patrons have asked me to forward you. So rare to find a not-forked tongue in these parts. 5 out of 5. You really should have asked for the nails to be trimmed before memorizing this form. 2 out of 5. It gets frostbite too quickly and is unsuitable to exhibitionism in this hell. 3 out of 5. I hope you're enjoying Pleasure's Kick, your favorite incubus. Hero of Baldurs Gate, vanquisher of the Absolute. The city is forever in your debt. For without your valor, your audacity, your sacrifice, it would not know renewal. It is not temples and inns and homes that I speak of, but hearts. Baldur's Gate can never be the city it was before it suffered the Absolute's touch, and that is as it should be. The survivors have borne witness to their homes' near destruction. They have come to regret turning a blind eye to the cruelty Gortash disguised as safety and security. And they understand, just as I have come to understand, that trust, compassion, and unity are the foundation of Baldur's Gate. Our gates are open once more to the disowned and displaced. The Flaming Fists will learn to be true servants of the people. And I will devote myself to ridding the gate of the shameful fears that allowed evil to enter our homes and sit at our tables. Yours, Older Ravengard. Voss, hey! Githyanki's script, Tirsu, adorns one side of the page. The other is written in the common tongue. How kind, how kind. Shilak, the prince of the comet shines ever bright. Breath by breath, battle by battle, Vlaakith's death draws nearer. We have taken to the astral plane, slaughter all who must be slaughtered, and spread the air's truth to every possible ear, willing and unwilling. Many Githyanki have already taken up arms with us as warriors of the comet. Others have remained in their enclaves or traveled to creches, dedicating themselves to Orpheus as scribes, spies, and slate scholars. But our allies do not all call themselves children of Gith. Zareth Menyar Agith, the Githzerai's God King, has requested an audience. There was a time I would have thought such a coalition unspeakable, but Orpheus has spoken. If Vlaakith is to fall, mayhaps the two skies must again be made one. Voss, Revraikal Torpheus, Knight of the Comet. Arabella! Hey, it's you. It's Arabella. You remember me, right? Bone Man once said I need to find balance, where creation meets ruin, where morning meets midnight, the root of all being. Fancy talk. He was right, though. After I touched that idol in the grove, it was like a big tree started to grow in my head, and all these weird thoughts and feelings and power sprouted on its branches like big black leaves. I had to figure myself out, so I followed the weave like Bone Man said. I don't know how I knew what to do. I just did. After you squished the brain, Beardman showed up. Said the weave led him to me, and me to him. He's teaching me how to make sense of all those leaves on my head tree. He says I need to use magic responsibly. He also says not to call him Beardman. I'll let you know how it goes. Beardman? Oh, yeah. Elminster, yeah. Cool. A small extract from a self-published polemic tabloid. A note is attached at the top. I will not be silenced, E. Needling with Etvard. Friends Baldurians, my people, consider our loss. Our lauded and benevolent patriarchs maimed. Our great upper city libraries demolished. The very beating heart of our great city. The right to speak freely, dead upon the cobbles. Do you not see, my friends, Lord Gortash, formerly our greatest bulwark against the Absolute, is now smeared as a collaborator? His allies and colleagues tossed aside. Former publications of repute turning to censorious farces. I ask you, the pamphlet continues in much the same fashion. Letter from Araj. My friend, no, my darling. Greetings from Menzoberranzan, where the blood you so kindly traded me is ready to play its part in resurrecting the glorious house Oblodra. From the moment I saw you, I knew you had power, and I knew that I could harness it. I knew that it could be mine. Soon I will descend into the abyss my people call the Claw Rift, searching for my lost house in its depths. Will it be dangerous? Oh yes, most dangerous. But don't fear, darling. Your strength will see me through. I will find the ruins of my house, and when I emerge again, it will be as the matron mother of a house reborn. All thanks to you, all thanks to the power in your blood. Until we meet again, my darling. Araj Oblodra, master of the sanguine arts. Okay. Counselor Floric. Okay. Yeah, that's the one we gave the blood to for the potion. Dear friend, I doubted you for so long. Perhaps you knew that already, in spite of my best attempts. You proved yourself time and again, at Joaquin's Rest, in Moonrise Towers, in Worm's Rock, and still I doubted. The Netherbrain's defeat should have proven your courage, yet I was more doubtful than ever. This was a ruse, a dream, a trick. And then one eve from the elf song I heard it singing. A raucous, lewd, tuneless, drunken refrain. I never heard anything more terrible and more beautiful. I raised my voice and joined the chorus. That was the moment all my doubts melted away and were replaced with something more valuable. Hope. Baldur's Gate will be whole again. I might have doubted you, but you never did. With profound admiration, Floric. Alfira! Yes, this is the one I was most excited for. Hello, friend. I'm sorry it's been so long, but I have the most amazing news. You know how Lacrissa was working insane hours at the Elf Song Tavern? Well, she woke me up one morning, all excited, and told me she had a surprise for me. She took me to a house in the lower city that had a plaque hanging up outside it. A plaque with Yorin Lihala's names on it, and School of Music beneath. I just burst into tears. I couldn't believe it. It's the cutest house you've ever seen, with a big open space downstairs and a small loft where we can sleep. Word spread, and before I knew it, I had a room packed with trainee bards from Candlekeep to Waterdeep. Lacrissa had to quit the elf song to help out. I'm teaching night and day and fall into bed utterly exhausted every night. And I've never been happier. Do come and visit sometime. We'd love to have you. Lots of love, Alfira. All the people that I wish could have been an actual companion in the game, Alfira is number one. If they did the Alfira companion DLC, that would be so fucking cool. Like, I would buy that shit. I would buy that in an instant. Letter from Damon. Old Faithful here. Hello. I hope this finds you well, but I don't know how it can. I heard that Karlach died shortly after your defeat of the Brain. Though I didn't know her half so well as you, she was unforgettable. I can't help but blame myself. Wonder what more I could have done. Believe me, I won't be caught short again. I've made it my business to learn all I can about infernal metalwork, in case another Karlach should ever visit my forge. But then again, how could there be another? She was absolutely singular. With sympathy, Damon. We failed Damon too! No! Elminster. He's not even talking to me. This letter's for Gale. Gale, my boy, I can only imagine for my absence from Withers' little gathering. As you know, only the most urgent of business would keep me from indulging myself in his excellent taste in sweetmeats, and your esteemed company, of course. I was delighted to hear that you came to your senses with regards to that cursed crown, and delighted yet further when I learned that the orb's malingering presence no longer poses any threat. In that sense, at least. I hope you feel Mystra treated you fairly. I trust you're enjoying your adventures. I have to say, I struggle to picture you outside of Waterdeep, or your library for that matter. Wherever your escapades take you, be sure to keep your larder well provisioned. After all, one never knows when an old friend might drop by. Elminster. Nocturne, okay. Dear Shadowheart, I hope that you are happy and well. I must keep this short as I remain surrounded by Shar's followers at almost every waking moment in my new enclave. I dearly wish for you to enjoy your night spent with old friends, and I hope that you and I shall share such a reunion. I know it must seem strange for me to dwell on such heretical thoughts, yet I cannot help myself. Perhaps one day I shall find some measure of the bravery that you did, and walk away from this life. Until then, I shall keep safe and hold memories of you as my one ember of light amid an ocean of darkness, until we find each other once again. Yours always, Nocturne. Yeah, the fact that I fucked up with Karlach is just... It's just stabbing me in my heart. Being like, yeah, you have to do another playthrough, Caleb. You owe it to Karlach. Like, I should goddamn, like romance Karlach or play as Karlach or something to make sure she makes it all the way to a happy ending. But anyhow, letter from Hope. I had a dream last night. Not that there are any nights here or any days. It was a dream about you, all of you, and you were here with me. And I had served bread and jam and oat crackers and cheeses and enough tea to quench a dessert. A desert. A dessert. You nibbled and sipped and smiled and laughed, and you asked if I was happy. Nobody has asked that for so long that I don't know if anyone has ever asked at all. I didn't have the words to answer, so instead I led you through my house and showed you all the souls that are here with me. They were Raphael's once, but now they only belong to themselves. The archive is an art gallery. The boudoir is a grand kitchen. And the dungeon is a refuge for any wounded soul or creature that finds its way to us. Am I happy? I don't know. But I am Hope, and I persist because of you. Mayrina! Mayrina! Okay, this is one of the NPCs that probably had the most potential reactivity. So I wonder how many iterations there are of the Mayrina letter. I thought I'd reach out first for once. I finally had my baby, a beautiful boy. I can't believe I ever thought of giving him up. He screams his head off half the night and I've barely slept, but I'm the happiest I've ever been. Other than my wedding day, of course. I decided to name him Connor after his dad. With Ethel gone, myself and some other hag survivors have started our own publishing house. We've only printed a few pamphlets so far, but I'm halfway through my first book. Me! An author! It's like something out of a dream. Mind you, it's all about how to kill hags. But you know what they say. Write what you know. With every pamphlet we publish, more people show up to our support groups. As happy as that makes me, it breaks my heart to see how much harm Ethel did. But so long as I live, another hag won't set foot in Baldur's Gate. You have my word. Anyway, the reason I'm writing isn't just to talk your ear off, it's to say thank you for saving a scared young girl who thought she'd be a terrible mother. I couldn't have been more wrong. Next time we meet, pints are on me, Mayrina. Oh, that is wholesome, yeah. 9 fingers, okay. I'm not much for leaving my city, but it does gladden a girl's heart to be asked to the ball, so I'll ask you for that much. Aww! In my place, accept a few casks of a fine vintage that managed to roll their way down from the upper city in all the commotion. The rebuilding has given rise to much happier opportunities, worth discussing over a more civilized drink in my guild hall, if you find yourself at a loose end. Enjoy the muck and see if you can get the High Harper to sing You Won't Be Disappointed, NF. Zevlor! I hope my penmanship has improved somewhat in the past months. When I first stumbled into the city, I shook so badly that I could scarcely hold the soup the priests pressed into my hands, let alone write and thank you as you deserve. It is only when the city itself began to shake that I felt my hands grow still. Along with the other veterans sheltering at the temple, discards of Elturel's unworthy legions, I watched that monstrosity rise over the city. We felt no fear, only anger, disgust, purpose, and with it, power. I do not know what oath we cling to now, or how long it will last, but we shall use it to ensure that this city will not suffer as Elturel did, whether it wants us or not. It is more than thanks alone I owe. No words can make amends for what I did to my people, but that is as it should be. More come to the temple every day to aid in the relief efforts, and if I am permitted to work alongside them, then I am content. Come and see us when you can, Zevlor. Alright, and we're here. From Orpheus, cool. To the Malagir who freed me. To lae'zel, to Lakmagir. My words come to you on slate, for they are immutable and eternal. You are not just liberators. You are all warriors of the comet. Whatever land you travel, whatever sea you cross, whatever plane you grace. Vlaakith's pawns fall one by one at the hands of my faithful. But at this city of death stands. But the city of death stands, and the queen sits on her vile throne at its center. But we stand at a precipice. lae'zel, thanks to you, we are soon to restore an old kinship, and Vlaakith will burn in the fires thus stoked. The protocols are written anew, and to you, Mlagir, I dedicate the first. All who call themselves Gith shall unite under one sky. Githkat have Kim crashlet. Orpheus. Damn. Alright. Whew. Alright. Throw a fireball at the bard for a send-off. Where's Withers? I assume he's up here. That's my guess. Yeah, here he is. Whoa. Scroll of Circle of Death. Scroll of Disintegrate. Mind Flayer Specimen. Just one more for the lulz, I guess. Just yoink everything from his divine odds. What are these, dice? Wait, are they dice? Are they D20s? They're D20s! Oh, that's cool. Back to my old ways, looting everything. Book of Willing Souls. A neat list of Baldurians and the deaths that befell them. Beneath, an annotation from Withers. Souls snuffed out in the battle for the Baldurs Gate. Perhaps some might deign to return, should their city ever have need again. Savrin Ortholo, crushed by a falling roof as he held the door for others to flee. Nance D, charged a mind flare that entered her granddaughter's room, died with her second-best scissors in its eye. Hell yeah. Barely Quickflint, brought down a nautiloid over the bay. Whew. Hell yeah. Volo's Guide to Baldur's Gate, signed. For my adventuresome muse, our fates are bound, my wisdom vast. I dearly hope our kinship lasts. Deepest affections, Volothamp Gedarm, poet, artist, savant, etc. A poorly drawn map of a city is captioned in flamboyant script. What follows is the most thorough and accurate account of the city and people of Baldur's Gate, the sordid gem of the Sword Coast. An editor's note in crimson ink follows. V. This volume is startlingly accurate, save for the nonsense about the Black Dragon Gate. It is not alive, no matter how many vagrant hags claim otherwise. Commission someone else to draw the map. Okay, that's funny. That's really funny. Here we go.
Thou feelst it still. She is not
here.
She who was the boldest.
Why you gotta do this to me?
Hast thy thoughts been with brave Karlach often?
The world is so much worse for her being gone. There was no one like her.
Correct. Not in planes material, elemental, nor transitive can her like be found. In but 10 days, an entire life was lived. More than mortal years. Mortal centuries were hers. Thy band, thy bond, gave that life to her.
And I'm so glad she was in my life, too.
In the fugue plane, her soul burns so bright.
Oh!
It pains the gods to look upon.
Oh!
Recall that in time, all changeth and all is rejoined. Thou shalt be with her again.
Okay. I think I've caught up with everyone. What comes next?
What indeed? Prick up thy ears and listen. The balance of the world restored.
Oh, he's gonna narrate. Okay.
The balance of these lives, mortal and otherwise,
Cool.
brought to account. Hear me, thou heroes, wastrels, friends. I have waited long to tell you these words. It is over. For now.
Nice.
Thou played thy part in weaving the fabric of fate itself, but for every thread you sewed, so did the gods unravel another.
Volo in the back, furiously scribbling.
Sleep, rest, revel, but be ready. For thou mayst yet be needed. Until we meet again, I wish thee every possible fortune, health, wealth, love, and above all, problems worth solving.
To the greatest friends I could dream of.
To you.
I just got 3 achievements. That was beautiful. Oh. Yeah. Oh, game of the year, yep. Second playthrough immediately. You go boom, yep. That's how it be in the land of D&D and casters. You go fucking boom. All right, well, let's end this here.
There thou art, the dead 3.
Whoa.
Thy faces gods, thy actions barely worthy of the name. Didst truly believe thy ploy would succeed? Didst believe I would not notice?
The true god of death.
Thou sought to bolster thy strength by taking away the souls of mortals. But souls vanish when their hosts become mind flayers. Didst think the other gods would not notice?
Whoa.
Gods thou may be, yet thou hast proven thyself fools. Everyone.
Wow.
The supplication of Bane, the whimper of Baal, the death mule of Merkel. Felled by mortals. I overestimated thee. They did not. Vermin, away. Thou wilt trouble us no more.
Holy shit. He just absolutely dumpstered them. Oh my god. Absolutely put them in the trash and sent them out to the sidewalk. Oh my god. Yeah, Grandpa is based. Yeah, biblical trash talk. And then he goes back to his coffin like the Giga Chad that he is. Exactly. This game, as the saying goes, this game was not perfect, but it was perfect for me. I had so much joy playing this game, the 200-something hours it was before I signed off on it. But yeah, it's done. I've beaten it in tactician mode. I don't feel like I missed out on that much. There's obviously some different choice I would make to get like some slightly better endings for one character, but I'm really excited to do future playthroughs of this game.